Okay, we are here for the Daytona race for the player series. Today will be basically just player cars. If you're part of the owner mode, then your name's gonna be here, and it's basically just the 18 drivers that are part of the owner mode series. Basically, each one of these guys has the exact same car rankings. The only thing that is different is the driver ranking. So we definitely see how it all plays out when only drivers come in, similar to how the old IROC series is. So we can definitely come over and take a look at a few of the drivers. And their cars, so they're rocking the old Pontiac design. I'm going to zoom those in. And each of them, different color, the rainbow cars, and then their name and number on the side. So basically, no sponsorship deals, nothing like that. It is only the main sponsor of the IROC race, which was True Value back in the day. They don't do these anymore, but they are definitely fun to do. So we are getting ready to start. Go ahead and continue. And let's take a look at the race. Okay, so we are getting ready to start. Looks like Jones and Lopez are the starting two, and then we go to Higginbotham, Walker Sr., Langford, Rajos, Jones with Z Cross, and then Lombard and Brindley, Batson and Ice, Portland Wilson and Tanker, Orth and Orman, and Morse and the new driver Bishop. So let us see what happens here as we get ready to start. So Jones and Lopez are going to take the green light, and let's see what happens in the first IROC race of the player series. Now, a few drivers are bounced to the outside as they got a good start. As we see, look like Walker Sr. going in for the lead already. There's a bunch of drafting in the back as multiple cars go 3 wide in this very large track. As we see, looks like Walker Sr. is getting pushed by Langford, and Lombard is getting a peek underneath him. See, hopefully, and he goes down on them, and there's 2 crashes. Oh, as we see Walker and Langford rushing back to the line to catch the yellow flag as multiple cars are now coming down. Oh, looks like Cross has a bunch of front end damage. That looks like, looks like Orman definitely has a ton of damage on his front and back, as well as his engine smoking. And it looks like Orman, he did not actually, it looks like Orth is just sliding slowly into the pits. I guess he didn't want to go all the way back around. And we can see Morse. He is in the pits, and he's probably not coming back out. As we see plenty of front end damage on Cross. We'll see if he runs in the pits. There's only a couple lap race. As Walker Sr. looks like he's going to lead the first couple laps as we are in caution. So we can go ahead and take a look at these wrecks. Yeah, I don't know what Orth is doing over there. But it looks like Morris, who started way in the back, got most of that most of this crash. As you cross is in the wall, so I don't believe that is at all what started it. Let's see. As you can see, Lombard and the black car in the front does start, but Orman comes down onto Morris's front and then comes back up and basically takes out Tanker, Morris, Bishop, or basically the back of the field. And then a separate crash happened right in front of them, as looks like two cars basically did the same thing, get stuck with each other. So we can go ahead and put a slow motion. Yeah, it looks like Batson and Lombard got into each other, and then after they hit, just slid up, taking, looks like Jones, Higginbotham, Rojas, Ice, and what looks like is that Lopez, who was starting in the front but ended up getting pushed to the back. And as we see, everybody is just sliding, trying to get out the way. It looks like Ice, who's a Batson, didn't get too much damage on him. Ice gets going. Oh, this is where I think a little bit of damage comes. It looks like Cross just came through and just didn't even slow down or stop slamming in the back of Orman. Doesn't look like Higginbotham got too much damage. Lombard just looks like he probably has just a little bit of back damage. Tanker doesn't look too much because it looks like they just slid into the wall but didn't do too much to them other than obviously Cross and a few of the other ones. So as we zoom back in and continue the race. Now I'm wondering if that ticker is working. It looks like no time is recorded. Looks like that ticker is not working. Let's pause and see if I can get that back up and running. Uh-oh. Don't tell me it froze. Oh no, it restarted. We're gonna have to restart this race. Yeah, so it looks like the game ended up freezing. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about that. Perhaps restart, so everybody gets a restart on this race. As we just get back in.
Drivers, to your car. Drivers, to your cars.
Okay, we are back, and let us just see if we can get this going without it freezing again. If the ticker doesn't keep working, then I'll probably just let it go. So let's take a look at the new starting lineup again. There's Orman, Batson, Morris, Bishop, Cross, Jones with a Z, Ice, looks like Rajos, Lopez, Langford, Porter Wilson, Lombard, Higginbotham, Tanker, Brindley, Orth, and Walker Sr. are all here. As they come to the starting lineup for a hopefully second and final time, and maybe we can get a better race this time without it freezing. And let's see if the ticker ends up working. If it's not going to work, then we're just going to leave it and let it say no time. And here they come to get the green flag. Let's see if anybody, yep, a couple cars are jumping to the inside, but other ones they had the run like similar how to the last race. So Morris and Batson are fighting. It looks like there is a crash already. And it looks like Langford, huge front end damage, Tanker, Brindley has some damage as Batson's now leading the pack all the way back to the line. As everybody's racing, trying to pick up a couple spots as they race back. And it looks like Batson will lead the first lap. As we see the other cars, looks like Tanker is going to have some engine trouble after I think he had some front end damage. Langford, same. So let's go ahead and take a look at this crash. Doesn't look like it had too many drivers in it, but it looks like it did have or cause a lot of damage. Yeah, just the front end damage on both of them. As we see, oh, it looks like Tanker just tries to cut off Orth and gets hit by him. And ice up there is starting to spin out as well. Right in, oh, Langford just slams hard into him as everybody's starting to get out of the way. Oh, it looks like Orth gets spun by Walker Sr. just trying to get out of the way. Let's see, he's sliding up, but it doesn't look like he's going to take any damage, which is definitely good. But Tanker has damage on him, Langford, and I think Ice has some back end damage. And Brindley, not sure what happened, looks like he has some engine trouble. As the rest of the field sort itself out and is now starting to race back to the line. And everybody's starting to sort themselves out and catch up to the pace car. Looks like Batson, Morse, Bishop, Jones, Orman, Cross, Rajos, Jones with Z, Lopez, Portland, Wilson, Higginbotham, Lombard, Walker Sr., Ice, looks like some back end damage, Orth, which I think he just spun out, so maybe get some new tires on him. And so yeah, Brindley maybe has some engine trouble. And everybody else, I think the other two are out as they had a ton of damage. Yep, Tanker and Langford, both massive front end damage, will definitely hurts them in the point standing for the IROC race. As we can see, there is some pit stops going on right now with Ice. I think they're going to see if they can fix his back end damage. He did have some damage, so we'll see how that affects his race. I don't think it's going to take him out of the race as it's only a little bit of back end. As they start working on his car, you can take a look at the lineup. As you can see on the ticker at the beginning or at the top, the ticker did end up getting back working once I restarted the game. So you definitely keep an eye on your favorite driver. As you see all the skid marks all over from that about 4-car crash. So basically this series is going to be working similar to the owner mode, except these are only player cars. There's going to be 1 to 2 of these races a week. At least starting out, they're going to basically be racing similar tracks as the owner mode. So there's going to be road courses, short tracks, and the super speedways, as well as maybe a few custom tracks as well. So the points are going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to just be the number of drivers. So basically, first place is going to get 18 points all the way down to the 1 point, as well as each of them are going to get a winning purse. It's basically just going to be, I think, like $1,000, and each per place in front of them gets $1,000. So basically, last place gets $1,000, and then up to first place, which in this race will get $18,000. There's no like racing fee or anything like that, so they get to keep all of the winnings. So there's so nobody's going to go into the red, and this will definitely help the players as well in the owner mode that are not doing so well, like Batson, which I think is in first place here. He is still in negative, as he has basically crashed out every single race so far in the owner mode. I think we're in race 4, and he's finished last almost every time. I think he's finished 8 laps total this entire owner mode in 4 races of 150 something laps, and he has 8. So right now he has 4 laps here at IROC, so he's already halfway through his laps. So we will definitely see how he progresses in this format. And we can also see Bishop. He is the newest driver car. Basically, he is taking over for the 55 car in the owner mode, as that owner went under, and he is taking over for the remainder of the races. So we can definitely see how well he progresses throughout the season as well, to see if he can get that 55 back up into basically into the top of at least the rookie of the year. He has 4 races. He hasn't raced in any of the 4 races yet, but he definitely looks like he can turn around that number 55 in the owner mode, and it looks like he is doing very well here in the IROC series, as I think he's running 3rd right now. We'll definitely have to take a look at the ticker as it's flying, as it's going by. Looks like we have at least one more lap of caution after the wreck that involved about 4 cars. And we will see how well they did, as I think we can scroll through some of these guys. Yeah, Brindley looks like maybe he is out for now. He didn't look like he had too much trouble. It looks like he probably had some damage down to his engine. As we can take a look at them, yeah, it looks like 3 of them: Brindley, Tanker, and Langford. So Langford and Tanker basically got in after some spinning and basically slammed into each other. So Langford, I think, got the most of it, as he had damage front back, but Tanker had a lot of front end damage, as you could go take a look at the replay after the race. So as we get ready to go green on this last caution lap, as you can see, Ice has plenty of damage on his back end. I'm not sure if Tanker slammed into the back of him or somebody else, but he did end up getting a fresh set of tires on him, as well as fixing some of the damage. So we'll definitely see how the crash affects him going forward. I think we are on lap 5 of 30. And we will see how well it does, especially with Batson in the first, who, if you weren't here early, we were speaking, he is basically dead last in the owner mode. He is not having a great season, so it's definitely good to see him racing very, very well. At least today he's racing well, and at least at the beginning. So we'll definitely have to see what happens here as they come around and possibly get the green flag here. As we take a look at the top ticker, you can see the start or the current placing as they come in to get the green flag, and Batson takes the green flag and leading another lap, hopefully leading multiple more here. As I think we were speaking earlier, that he only has 8 laps completed. in the owner mode. So we will definitely have to see that as Batson takes the green, and we see Bishop immediately trying to get a run on Morris, but doesn't get it, and he is having some people jump on the side. We'll see who that is. Looks like Jones and Morris. And here comes Cross, as Bishop and Orman just do not have the cars to get pushed up as the front does. So it looks like Bishop and Orman are going to choose different ones. Bishop shuts the door on Orman as we take a look at the front to see how Batson fights off Morris. And it looks like he does have a run, so Morris, Jones, and Cross are going to have to go with themselves and see if they want to fight for it. We see a bunch of racing. It looks like Bishop is continuously slamming the door on the number 10. We'll see how well that goes with him. If Orman sticks his nose in there and tries to slam the door again to see what happens. So it looks like they are driving actually very well together, but it looks like Orman wants to take Bishop's spot as they go 3 wide into the corner, as Orman just got a huge run on both Morris and Bishop as Morris goes hitting the wall, getting pushed up to the top. So as we take a look at some of the racing in the back, as it looks like Walker Sr., Portland, Wilson, and Lombard. Looks like Bishop got pushed all the way back to the tail end of this lead lap, as looks like Batson is still racing at the top as Orth is taking up the end of this line. As we see, Batson is actually putting more and more space between him and 13 or 17. Looks like, who is that? Is that Jones? We'll have to definitely see about that, as it looks like he is getting a run on him. Yep, Jones did have a run on him, as he did catch up to him basically by himself. It looks like Rajos is now coming up to try to help him, as we see. Yep, as we see, they are catching up to Batson right now, as the top 4 starting to pull away from the second group of cars. We'll see if Rajos and Jones are going to work together to get to Batson, or if Rajos is going to basically just try to get second place. Looks like that's what he is doing, jumping down to the inside, but couldn't get it, so he's trying to shut the door on Orman. Looks like Orman, I believe that's Orman, had to check up a bit, which may slow them down into helping Jones get past Batson, as it looks like Orman may be trying to get past Rojas, as it doesn't look like he is getting a good run on that. As we see Bishop trying to get past Lombard. Looks like he is going to be able to get past him, at least in... Oh, looks like Lombard is getting a run on the outside of this turn. It looks like he may be able to get... Nope, Bishop got a run. And it looks like Bishop actually ended up passing him, as there's a lot of battling down here, battling for last place. So we'll definitely see what's going on here. So everybody is just running, and now they're going 3 wide. Oh, went back to just 2 wide, as the bottom line of 3 cars is now getting past the top car of Walker Sr. It looks like there may be a battle for the lead. Nope, just a battle for who wants to take second place. Of Batson is just starting to drive away from everybody, as it looks like Lopez has caught up to this second stream of cars. Looks like nobody's really interested in trying to catch up to Batson, as Rajos actually did catch up and ended up passing Orman and a couple of the other cars. Yep, so it looks like Rajos is going to try to do this on his own, as he is actually slowly catching up to Batson. Actually, not slowly, he's catching up to Batson actually extremely fast. We'll definitely see if he is going to be able to catch up to Batson in the next couple of laps, though it doesn't look like he will be able to. As we look through a couple of the cars, some spaces in between some of the, like Lombard and Bishop. Looks like they're going to try, or Lombard's going to try to pass Bishop, but it looks like he's not going to. But it looks like Higginbottom, the pink, is now jumping down and going to try to pass this. Looks like we do have a battle for the lead, as Rajos did get on the inside of Batson. We can see if Batson can close the door on Orman. It doesn't look like he can right now, as Orman and Rajos are coming up. Nope, Rajos, nope, that's Lopez. In the whites are coming up. It looks like Bats does get a very good run on the straightaway. But during the turns, it looks like the low lane, looks like he is not having a great time on the high line, Batson. Though it looks like, is that Lopez jumping to the outside to see if he's going to help out Batson. As Orman now looks like he's getting stuck on the inside all alone. And here comes... Yeah, and here goes Bishop and Higginbotham. Looks like they have caught up in passing Lopez. And it looks like... Is that Cross? Yeah, it looks like Cross and Jones were fighting with each other. Or not fighting with each other, but they're drafting with each other. But it looks like Jones wanted to pass Cross, and Cross shut that down. We'll see if they're going to stay together, or if they are going to keep battling out and letting the leaders keep pulling away. As Rajos does lead another lap. All right, we are in lap 15, so we're halfway through this race. As Batson is starting to fight his way back up, as he is now back into second position. As Rajos does pull away a little bit, but I think Batson is going to be able to catch up to him. We'll see if Orman is going to fight with Batson or if he's going to help him out. But it looks like Batson and Rojas are just going to drive away from each other. As we take a look, looks like Jones is slightly off the pace right now, as Bishop is catching up to him. We see if if he can catch, or if he can pass him. Looks like he's going on the outside. Nope, just see if he can cross. No, he's not going to be able to cross on his inside as it is. So it looks like Jones is back on pace and going to try to pass Cross. As we see, most drivers are on... Oh yeah, looks like Ice is off pace by a lot. So you see the tail end of Orth, Portland, and Morse of this lead pack. As it looks like they're just battling out with each other. Looks like there is a battle for the lead going on. Looks like Batson and Orman are together going to try to pass the number 9. As look like Cross was trying to get on the inside of Orman, but he was able to shut that down quickly. As Rojas drops back to 3rd place, and see if Batson Batson just got a huge run on that exit of the turn. Yeah, as Rojas is still catching him, Jones is looks like he's going to go ahead and help Orman finish passing Rojas. And Rojas is going to come down on Cross, and hopefully Cross will be able to help him out pushing through. But it looks like Cross is more interested in passing him, as it looks like there is a battle for the lead, as Orman is now trying to take over the lead from Batson and Jones. Jones looked like he tried to go 3 wide, but going way up into the top lane really does not help unless you have some drafting help, and he had none. So we ended up now he's continuously dropping back. As it looks like Rojas is going to look on the inside of Orman on this back stretch. It looks like 3 wide for the lead, as Rojas had a huge run and just passed both of them with very little resistance from anybody. I don't think Orman knew that he had such a good run on him though. As they're 3 wide for 2nd place. There's some bumping. They're jumping down to the yellow line. Let's look at Batson's getting stuck on the edge. That's going to drop him down like 5 or 6 positions down to the tail end of this lead pack. As they are still 3 wide going into this back stretch. It looks like Lopez, Lombard, and Jones. Look at Batson now left Cross out to dry, as Batson definitely is the faster car, so he's going to probably pass these cars pretty quickly. Yeah, so it looks like what Rojas is just driving away from the other cars right now. See newcomer Bishop is holding on to second place pretty easily, though the pack of drafting cars are coming pretty quick. We'll definitely see how long they stay with each other, Orman and Lopez. I mean, we've seen that Orman really doesn't care about drafting very much unless, you know, it's going to benefit him. As yeah, Orman is catching up to Bishop very quickly. And then Lopez is jumping out to the side. He's not interested in helping Orman get past Bishop, but it looks like he has a run on Bishop himself, and he's going to go. Looks like Bishop was able to cut that off, or cut off the low lane, but Lopez is going to stay with him. And it looks like Batson is starting to make his way back up from getting stuck on the outside. As Rojas, Bishop, and Lopez. Oh, looks like Lopez got a very good run into that turn, and Bishop looks like he did not have the greatest run, as he's just continuously falling back now. As Rojas is still in the lead, leading multiple laps now. We're at lap 22 of 30. And it looks like Lopez and Jones are now going to battle for second place. There's still plenty of time for somebody to catch up to Rojas, but it looks like they may need a little bit of help or get a very good run that Lopez and Jones have had earlier in this race. And here is Batson now back up to fifth place. He definitely has a great car, and he's definitely driving very well. So as it is, Lopez is the first one to jump to the inside, with Orman pushing him past Jones, but it doesn't look like Orman is going to stay drafting with Lopez. Looks like he did not have the run to get to Lopez, but Orman has shown that he does not care about not going three wide. He will go three wide no matter what. He is super aggressive right now, and it looks like Batson has caught fully up. He definitely has one of the fastest cars today, and we can see if he is going to be able to get past Orman. We see he is getting his nose put under him, though it looks like he's very good on the back stretch as well as the back turn, Batson. But it looks like he may fall behind on the front stretch in turn one. We'll definitely see how that affects him going forward. As we see Orman and Lopez now battling it out, we can see if it looks like Batson is going to help out Orman to try to get up that one more position to third place for Batson and second place for Orman. And it looks like these people are going to have to go or be able to work together, as Ross right now is just driving away from everybody. We will see if Batson and Orman can go together, start drafting together to catch up to him. But I don't think they really want to draft at all right now. As we see Batson get into the back of Orman, and let's see how long they're going to draft together. As it looks like the back line is starting to form, and Batson is going on the inside of Orman. I mean, we do know Batson does have a very fast car today, but it looks like Orman may be able to hold. Oh, looks like Batson sideways. Lopez spinning Batson. As Batson just gets spun out. This may take him out of the race, as he will be there, but I don't think he has enough. I don't think that was enough to cause a caution. So he is just going to be back, and I don't think anybody is going to be able to catch Rojas without Batson, as none of these guys are really interested in pairing up and trying to catch him. As we take a look at Batson, he is now basically, he's probably not too happy right now. As we take a look at the race back, look at Lopez is starting to drop off, with Bishop and Higginbotham passing him. And Look like Jones and Orman together. Oh, looks like there's some touching between Orman and Jones. And that looks like Lombard and Jones are going to link up to pass Orman. Or Lombard and Jones are going to pass. Nope. Orman looks like he does have a faster car. Yeah, it looks like the Rojas is starting to catch up to a lap car, as we will see how catching up to Ice in the last two, I think there's 2 more laps left. See how catching up to this lap car does. Looks like it slowed down Rojas a little bit, but we're going to definitely see what Ice see if he blocks anybody or if he just gets out of the way, and it looks like he's going to block a couple people, but Jones gets right through. So it looks like Jones and Cross got through. Bishop has passed him, but it did slow down many of the drivers. We'll definitely have to see what happens here as Cross gets on the inside of Jones. Does he have enough to get past him on this front stretch? It looks like he does, and oh, there is a lap car. Ice does get spun as he slides back into the field. Oh, I don't know how some of these people missed him. I don't know, Porter Wilson, Morse, Orth, all barely missed him, as there is a race back to the line. I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch Rajos, and because this is for the win here. As Rajos comes to the line and takes the white yellow flag, as he is just basically winning the race. Yeah, it looks like Batson hasn't even caught up to Ice yet. That's how far back Batson was. Ice was able to spin out, slide up into the track, and still stay in front of Batson. That is how far away he is. So it looks like what we have is Javier Rojas finishing first, Jay Jones second, Rick Cross third, let's see, Cody Higginbotham fourth, Brett Bishop fifth, the newcomer, George Lopez sixth, Drake Walker Sr. seventh, eighth place is Nathan Orman, ninth place is Romeo Lombard, as and then Mike Jones, number one. So it looks like there is a pit. I don't know what he's doing, but we'll see. I think it's just the lap car of Ice, so it doesn't matter. He's already basically last place anyway. And then Morse, Orth, Portland Wilson, Batson, and then Ice. And then, of course, the three drivers that are out, which are Tanker, Langford, and Brindley. And as the cars are coming around, that'll basically do it. Rojas wins the first IROC player race. It was definitely a good race. We had one pretty good crash at the beginning of the race that took out, I think, 3 of the drivers. And then it was basically racing strategy the rest of the way. All right, it looks like Batson had one of the fastest cars, but I think Orman ended up spinning him late in the race, which did not bring out the caution because he just didn't hit anything. And as we look, Orman, he did finish 10th or 8th place, so that really didn't help him. That spin didn't really help him out. They were battling for, I think, top 3 at the time, but it did not help him out at all. And that spin basically gave Rojas the race, as I didn't see any driver, no driver was really able to keep up with Rojas, at least by himself. And nobody really was interested in pairing up and drafting to catch Rojas. And then, of course, once the crash happened, Rojas basically just had to race to the line, and there was really nothing anybody really could do. once, even if they paired up, he just had too much of a lead for them to do that. So here is the final standings. Rojas, Jones, and Cross finished on the podium with first, second, third respectfully. And we had one car that did get a lap down, who ended up causing an issue later in the race, which caused a caution, which gave Rojas the race. And then Tanker, Langford, and Brindley rounded out the lineup as there was a crash at the beginning that took out them. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this stream. Next race is, I'm not sure when the next race is, where it is, but definitely take a look. I'll be posting the points in the Discord. If you're interested in the Discord or wanting to join the owner mode, which lets you join the IROC race, definitely let me know. All right, thank you. Bye.